the number of times I've been asked when I've been traveling. Oh, you're from England? You know a guy called Roger? He drives a car, and lots of other stuff. And just these sort of really inane questions that they assume. Obviously, people that haven't ever been out of possibly their own states assume that England is 3 miles across with a inhabitants of or a population of 62. So yeah, we get that all the time. And ironically, sometimes I do actually know the people, but that's just one of those weird things that I think people have a certain path that they path of life. Path of life. That sounds so pretentious, which they lead. So I quite like being by the sea, and I quite like I've got quite a few friends who are surfers. Not as good as me, obviously, but and the outdoors sort of stuff, or music, or these things that sort of bind us. So therefore, you tend to have these closer links than you expect, and all that sort of jazz. And the other thing I was going to say, interesting thing about obviously not being able to see, I think, is something absolutely miraculous can happen in front of you, but what you've got is someone going, "Wow, there's this angel glowing bright blue who's just appeared in front of you, and they're breakdancing. It's incredible." And you're sort of, I've just got a description. And you're used to that because we hear it in books all the time, or we read it on the internet all the time. And we have that separation. We don't have that instantaneous amazement, or the gratification, I suppose, of the moment. We've always got to have it described to us. So when it explains the sunset, and we've got to sound interested. I'm not interested. I don't give a crap really. Um, it's yeah, it's a difficult thing to explain. It's like a fish trying to explain water to a bird, unless it's a seabird. That was a terrible metaphor. There's some fable attached to this somewhere. I can't remember it. Anyway, I've got to go now anyway because I've got to have some dinner or supper or tea as we call it in the north, and then I'm going to the pub, which is what I think you people call a bar, to drink beer and whiskey. Have a good afternoon, evening. Cheers.